Hey guys, this is Davor from Tennis House, the one-handed backhand. Not many videos out there. I want to go through that one-hander and want to point some things out you need to keep in mind to have a successful one-handed backhand. And as always, if you like what we do, please subscribe, turn the notification buttons on, and share the video with some friends. So let's get straight to it, to the one-hander. So in this video, I know the ball is going to come to my backhand, so I'm not going to turn the grip. I'm going to tell you in which moment it's going to happen. So I split, and I want you to pay attention. Now I would have turned the grip into the backhand grip because I realize now after I land where the ball is going to go. So this is the moment for the grip change. But if you pay attention, what's very important is when I land, right before I land, my toes start to point in the direction where I'm going to run to. This is very important. You have to have the proper footwork to be able to get flawless to the balls. So we always say when Roger runs around, it looks like he's moving so smooth, and that's because he's technically perfect in the footwork. So before you land, the toe is going to start to point in the direction where you're going to go. The grip change happened right after the split because you know where the ball is going to go. And then this ball bounces a little bit shorter, so I have this step forward here before I shift my weight. And as you see, when I turn my shoulders, I have a nice coil here, and pay attention to the racket head. It's up. Make sure you have the racket head up early, because right around the time when you look at the ball there, you see that in the left corner here, right when the ball bounces right here, that's when you have to have for sure the racket up already, ideally earlier, right? Because now after that bounce, I always like to use it as a reference point. After this bounce, the ball comes quickly here. When that ball bounces, pay attention now to my racket head. I start to drop it and hit it. That happens so fast. So a good reference point is when the ball is bouncing, you for sure are about to initiate the forward swing and drop the racket. So you have to be early in this position here. So the next thing is pay attention how I shift my weight from the left foot to my right foot. So the ball bounced and the ball's coming. So look at my heels. I roll off my heels here and plant my foot. So as soon as you see I drop my foot here, I lower my racket into the leg position right here, and the butt cap points forward to the left. So when you start to plant your right foot, that's when you, as well as you see in the video, that's when you start to lower your racket head. And here you see the distance, the racket head is above the ball, and right before you start to hit, your racket head is below the ball, because you will start hitting up to create topspin. So key points are the bounce, that you're up with the racket head, and right after the bounce, you shift your weight forward, and that's when the racket drops. Very important points on the one-hander and two-hander as well. I'll try to stay as balanced as I can, you see here, and as low as I can. You want to have a low center of gravity because then you can control the ball better. And now when I start to go forward, this is the key point. Look at my butt cap, the bottom of the racket, it points forward. If players are struggling, if you guys struggle to get in this position here, you need to make sure that you can abbreviate the motion. So if you're struggling with having the racket head up like this, you can abbreviate the motion to start from here. Hit a couple of balls like this and then start to try to put it together. And I always say when they hit a backhand, it's like drawing a C in the air and following the pathway of the arrow. All right, so the contact point is right around my front foot, right here. So there's the contact. It's always as a marker. You can have that. And as soon as the one-handed player starts to swing forward, the left arm goes back and the hitting arm goes forward. So you have a separation of the arms that gives you balance on your one-hander. So now hitting like this gives you balance and control over your shot. if my left arm now, some players keep it low and dangle around like there, they're going to be pulled over by the force too much to the right. So you need to make sure that your left arm goes back. And then one more thing, look at my head. When I hit the ball, my head is completely still. Because if I move my head now, my contact point here, I can't get it perfectly there, will move from here up there. So you move your head a couple of inches, that's going to higher or lower your contact point, higher actually. And keep your head still throughout the whole shot. And in the end, when you're done, you can draw almost a triangle right there. And look how my left hip comes around. That's one more thing I want you to pay attention. When you hit release the left hip, and that's a natural byproduct of your forward swing, don't lock yourself in. Too many players stay in this position, they're not releasing this hip, and therefore they're not going to have power and control over the shot. And by me releasing the hip, when I can recover quicker to the middle back. Ideally with a crossover, I don't do this here, but if your hip doesn't come around, you can't do that. So you see now here, when I come around, I can put the weight on here and ideally cross over there. And yeah, those are the very important points on the one-hander. The early prep, when the ball bounces, your racket is up. When you roll off your heel of the right leg here, the racket drops into the leg position. Then you stay calm throughout the shot and you finish like that. I hope that helps you guys with the one-hander, and the next video is coming tomorrow. Thank you for being loyal and watching my videos, and I wish everybody a beautiful day.